right, we are coming up here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! All that music coming in, fantastic. I'm so glad to be here tonight. My name is Sunda Kronquist. I'm your host of this medieval castle called the LA School of Comedy. It's a great spot. It's a great place to do shows if you want to try to start working on your half-hour specials, your hour specials, podcasting. They have acting classes. As a matter of fact, there's your acting director over there, Aaron McIntyre. Round of applause for him for being the director of the Film Actors Cafe. This is a very special place. We like to keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to do this to get work, I hope.
Yeah,
All right. So, act like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't waste your time up here. Some people just say to me, like, why are they just, if they have nothing else to say, get off. And it's true. If you're at a loss, maybe it's time to say, you know what? Hey, how have you been? I haven't seen you. I know we have to catch up. We have a lot to talk about. We do. Stay tuned for what's coming up. We have Sheila D. Yeah, who's Popped on Netflix. You can check me out on my special on Amazon Prime. It's called Sunda Kronquist, Live from Hollywood, and a few other things coming up, and comedy and stilettos. That's the other thing that's going on. So I thought I would tell you that. And if this is your first time, when you see the light, you have a 2-minute wrap-up, all right? Please respect the light. Please respect your audience, and try to keep your phones, And listen, post. Someone takes the time to take a picture of you and send it to you. Don't put it up your ass. Post it. You know what I mean? Like, help me out here. Trying to do something, No, seriously, it's the craziest thing. You got to hear. The things that have happened here don't happen anywhere else. I have a white kid outside with a baseball cap begging for money from people on the street, and he says, you can't go on unless you pay her. That's how she does it. She's taking the comedian's money, and so I thought somebody was setting me up as a joke, And then I said to him in his ear, I'm from New York, and I'm going to get gasoline now. That's how I handle the homeless. That's all I say to them. I go, gasoline. Because New York is crazy. So I had this woman next door, and I can say it, but y'all can't say it. But she used to say to me, you nigger! You black nigger! Stealing all our white men! And I'm thinking, you white women are stealing everything from black women. All right? Our big asses, our big lips, and next it's going to be our white men. All right? I'm the one that's scared. That's mine. So I go past, and I have a client with me, and I'm praying she doesn't look up. This time she has aluminum foil over her head like a helmet. And she says, there she comes, get back, nigger. And I came back, and I had just water, and I took the label off, and I walked up to her like this, and she said, gasoline! So whenever she sees me, she screams gasoline, which is a much better word than the N-word. You know what I'm saying? And please, white people, don't tell me how you can say it because your friends, my friends call me that. I don't know why that is just something to say. I think that people just want to pay me thousands just to say it. On the truth. He coughed on the truth. And the truth is, this is a very special place. We have a showcase coming up on June 12th at the Ha Ha Comedy Club, home of hacks. Home of hacks. I run the comedy here. How it works. It's on you. It's your schedule. You meet with me 4 times. You go up here 4 times. You do your showcase, and you do this for a reason, because you want to work. And if not, then don't be here. Or have fun. Or because, no, right, you know what I mean? Like, have fun. You ever see people just coming? People say the craziest things. My girlfriend calls me and says, I said, you see the special? She says, oh, yeah. She says, did you see that guy in the second row? I said, what guy? She goes, the one that wasn't laughing. I said to her, you sound like a comedian. You ever hear sick comedians? One person in the whole room doesn't laugh, and they just pick on that person the whole time, not knowing he's the president of Paramount. It's unbelievable how these things happen. I'm the person that does dumb things. Like, you can't mess with Hollywood. Shonda Rhimes, she is a queen, all right? She is a queen. She is never going to use me in anything, ever. From one mistake. Her kid was missing, and they found her kid with my kid hiding under the French fry machine at the In-N-Out Burger. I don't know what possessed my daughter to do this with this. You know whose daughter you're with? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I said, why were you under the French fry machine? And my daughter says, because the police came looking for us. And that looks perfectly normal. children cook. Yeah, right. Children cooking up my. All right. So I'm going to get this show started right, and I haven't seen this person for a while, and I want to see his face, hear his beautiful voice, and see what he's got to give us. Let's give it up for Shawn Takis. Let's do this, Shawn.
Oh, what's up, people? How goes life? All is well? All is well? I can't tell if the mic is on, but it doesn't really matter. We're all... Okay, it's definitely on. This is good. I'm going to try some new stuff today. I'm staying with my parents right now, which doesn't sound that bad, but because like I look 19, but I'm actually 26, so it's way lamer than it may look on the surface. They'll try to be like, where are you going out tonight? Like, yo, I've lived in different countries. Like, now I'm back home and I'm supposed to be like 16 again. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. It makes it hard going on dates. I mean, the biggest problem used to be like my roommate would go on dates all the time, and then he would always just borrow my cast iron skillet without asking. These are not separate things. He would borrow the cast iron skillet for the date, right? Because it's like his move, apparently. He's like, look, Shawn, I'm telling you, if I cook for a girl, she always fucks me. Which is like, that was really impressive, because he was like a college-age kid, and when I was in college, I barely knew how to roofie a liquid. He's doing it in a meal. Is it in the butter? Is it in the oil? I never asked him. He moved out before I could figure that out. I'm really fascinated by lesbians. I have so many questions. None of them are sexual, but they are all still pretty disrespectful. Like, I just don't understand, like, who pays on a lesbian date? You know, is it just like whatever man is seated closest to the table? It's like a reverse lottery system. But I could be wrong. It could be like one of their dads pays, or I would imagine it's whoever asked the girl out, whoever asked. Or the more dykey looking one of the two. There's been no studies on this, guys. There's no way to know for certain. I have a girlfriend now, which is fun, because it's like I'm off the apps and all that shit. But it's horrible, because then like you go out with your friends to the bar, and they're like, okay, yeah, you're just like permanent wingman duty all night. And then if like they don't get any, it's like your fault. It's like, what was I supposed to do differently? It's like, I introduced you, started a conversation. There's like, yeah, man, I didn't get any numbers tonight. I didn't go home with anyone. You know the expression, like, you could bring a horse to water, but you can't make it fuck your ugly friends, right? As much as you could try. I mean, in some places you probably can, but it's all about putting them in a position to succeed. My friends are like really trying to, the ones who are like already married, which, dude, you're 26, relax. You know, these people are 26, married, and they're like, yeah, I want to have kids. Why, bro? Like, I have coworkers that have kids, and it sounds rough. Like, and the one I'm talking about, he only has one kid, and it's in the Dominican Republic, and it still sounds rough. He's like, bro, yeah, you don't understand. I fucking work in the kitchen, 12-hour shifts, send money home. Then he would like bust tables, 8-hour shifts, send money home. And then like the restaurant closed down during COVID, and he joined the army to send money home. Like, if you have a kid, you got to be kind of willing to do anything to avoid seeing that kid. Like, you might have to go army, bro. I wouldn't do it. I'd just go to the Dominican Republic, probably. Imagine you just go to the Dominican Republic trying to avoid your kid. You forget that's where he is. Fuck. I wouldn't have thought. If I do have like a kid, if I have a daughter, I'm not letting them join the Girl Scouts. Just like, why are you going to bother people at the grocery store religiously? Like, it's not fun. And I realized recently, they don't actually even have to do that. There's like affiliate marketing links that their moms can send you 10 times on Facebook, so that you can like support their kid, and they'll know like, oh yeah, you bought it. We're crediting her with the sale. So I was like, my mom sent me that to like support, I don't know, her friend's kid. And I'm like, I'm going to be a good person, support the troops, and I'll buy this Girl Scout cookie. Tell me, there's 2 shipping options. One of them's super normal. It's like, 2-day delivery through Amazon. The other shipping option is arrange for the Girl Scouts of America to drop it off at your house. What pedophile is that for? Right? Like, even if I was a pedophile, which I'm not, but even if I was a pedophile, I'd be like, well, this is just such obviously a setup. Like, it just seems so clear. Like, I think if you click that option, it just immediately goes to Chris Hansen, like right away. My mouse hovered over it, and I swear my laptop took a picture. And I was like, oh, shit. Close tab. And just Googled how to roofie solids instead. I had a much more clean night. I have this side hustle where I'm like a writing consultant for like very wealthy Arab dudes on dating apps. But just like, I won't call it dating coach because like they're getting no information in. They're actually like, they're probably getting worse because it's like they're getting used to just someone else doing everything for them. And so, like, if you're a girl and you, like, strike up a great conversation with a guy and then you go out to meet him at the date and you're like, oh, his grasp of the English language is so much worse than I would have figured because of his text. Like, that's my fault. Like, that's definitely my doing. My biggest problem right now is I have this one client who's like, no, I don't want to give you the sign-in anymore. I'll just send you everything through WhatsApp. But that's horrible because he just gives me, like, 15 notes on, like, a one-sentence message. I'm like, if you want to just write it yourself, bro, write it yourself. But every time it's like, no, I think you should write it like this. Fine, I'll go back and forth in like 5 messages. Sometimes when he gets a reply and he sends me that, I'll realize he just sent the first message anyway. Did you just send it and then afterward make me walk you through why and explain a joke for 5 minutes? I just hate those guys, honestly. Sometimes it's like I would be having like a dry spell and I'm like doing really well for those dudes and I'm like, well, there's no. As a coach, at least you're like looking at it like, yes, good. I don't play sports anymore. I'm glad these kids are succeeding. I don't even care like when they're doing well, because when they're doing well, the money dries up. If they go on like 2-3 dates with the same person in a row, it's horrible. The real problem is actually a lot of them don't read any of the messages until they're about to go on the date. So sometimes like, yeah, I'm driving over to hers. What's this show Severance I supposedly love so much? I'm like, yeah, it's way too late now. You can't marathon all of Severance. Or you can go to ChatGPT, get the synopsis. I've had a nose job, which is true. I don't know if you guys can tell. It's pretty low key. Most people don't know. The only people that know are like my really close friends and like anyone I get past like 6 dates with. Because I don't want them to be surprised if like the future kid comes out big schnozzed. But like, dude, my friends hate on me so much for it. Just not even for like doing plastic surgery. It'll be like, coming to the bar tonight. And I'm like, no. And they'll just be like, old nose Sean would have come out. I don't know if that's true. He probably would have come out. That's the truth. Old nose Sean was a lot more starved for like female attention though. So like you gotta get out a lot more. I was just charged like a bullshit fee on a airline. Like, you know, like there's like a bunch of fees at the bottom and they just say like security fee or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, your $100 ticket, here's another $40 on top. So I was asking this guy at the Frontier Airlines desk, like, yo, what's this $20 fee on the bottom? And he goes, this is the 9/11 security fee. Which is like, first of all, it's May. So how is that still in effect? No, it's a year-round security fee. They just call it the 9/11 security fee so that you don't push back. Where was this fee on 9/10? Bro, like, could have prevented a tragedy. I don't know what it's like to be a side chick, but I know what it's like to be my dog's second favorite person. And I imagine it's very much the same. I'm going to get one more off, I recently had to stop giving my girlfriend back rubs. I was just getting way too good at it, and it was kind of emasculating. Like, why is this the loudest I've ever made you moan? You know? All right, thank you guys. You can find me on TikTok as Sean Tagdis. Coming back to the stage, Sunda Kronquist,
Nice.
our Lord and Savior.
Nice. One of my favorites. And we'd like to know where you got your nose from. There you go. Who's coming in? Hello. Hey. Let's get this party started right.
I heard it.
You heard it good. Maybe you can help me hold this. Because these people think I'm crazy. People look at my lives and are like, Sunda's doing it. They know I'm doing it. They know I'm doing it. You look like one of my cousins from Florida. Are you from Florida? No. Where are you from? Just asking.
San Francisco.
I have no idea what that means, but I know. I was there once. My kid was, this is terrible. My kid was, they were in gymnastics with the Russians, okay? We're talking about 2 Jewish girls from Sinai Temple, okay? And a black mother, okay? And they gave my daughter, she got a 10. And it was like really great. And then halfway through, they said there's been a mistake here, and the judges, and it's to Aviva Galens, not Aviva Zafran. Aviva Zafran, and I was like, this is bullshit. And I was just like, no. I said to him, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. And it was terrible. They were just like, maybe these parents shouldn't come and see these kids. And maybe not, because the next time I went, she was in the competition with the hoop. You know when they throw the hoop? And she threw the hoop. We were like, where's the fucking hoop? It was in the concession stand in the next room. You can't make these stories up, all right? Just like I can't make up the comedy of the people that are here. And I'm really glad to have him back. Let me see if you are able to give it up for Will Cable. That's you. Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Didn't know the Bee Gees were going to be here.
That's yes. The Bee Gees were on their way in, and somebody else said, "Oh my God, I didn't know Tony Hawk did stand up." Another guy goes, "No, that's Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai or Karate Kid." But then the homeless person goes, "Dude, you are Shaggy from Scooby-Doo." Yeah, that Shaggy gets a bit much, especially with my kid. He gets a bit embarrassed. He's a little different than me. Straight A student, varsity athlete, such a disappointment. Oh my God, I just don't relate to him. His sport was baseball. And when he was 7, he hit the game-winning run in Little League. And he was just like, "Dad, you have no idea what it's like to be as good as me." I said, "No, son, just keep pushing the car. We're almost to the gas station." Oh, man. I got this kid who I let down on a daily basis. And we need our space. So, like, my wife and I will go on a date. We did this the other night. And he came barreling in, and I wanted to tell him we were going out. And he went right in his room, slammed the door. And I could hear him in there just berating his friends on Xbox, flexing in the mirror, whatever a teenage narcissist does. That was going on in there. So I said, screw it. I'm not even going to tell him because he's not even going to know. So we get to the show, and immediately this really seedy-looking guy comes up to us, and he said, "Do you need any Molly, shrooms, or acid?" And I was like, "Dude, we are parents. Give us all 3. We don't get out much." So for $75 later, I'm feeling kind of good for a change. And, walking along Shakedown Street, hear that didgeridoo in the background, that boing. Oh, it's my cell phone. Click. "Dad, broke my nose." "No, you didn't. Not tonight." Right back in the pocket. His nose wasn't broken. I'd just seen him. No, I didn't. Or as much as I cared. My wife, the motherly type, goes, "You go into the show. I'll go back and I look. Honey, you're on the ground. On a planet far, far away. You aren't going anywhere." No, his nose wasn't broken. I don't even remember why, but it wasn't broken. That's all I know. Oh, that kid. Oh, I have another kid. How could I forget that? His younger brother, the left-handed one, the artsy one, the always naked one. I was laying on the couch the other night, and then he gets in the shower, and I guess the water hits him and the ideas start. Because all of a sudden I just sense moisture next to me. And I look up and there he is, soap running out of his hair, dripping water, dry unused towel over his shoulder. And I was like, yes, Adam? And he goes, Dad, I got the greatest idea. Gonna make a new flight direct from LAX to Bali. Now, I don't care, but I don't want to squash the creativity. So I never question him when he's like this, except for once I had to say something. He came barreling around the corner, all moist. I was naked too, in his room, and he comes crashing into me. And I was just like, Adam, 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 you cannot come out soapy and wet. And he looked right at me and he said, Dad, when you're frying chicken, you have got to double batter it the way we do on the flight from LAX to Bali. Yeah, that kid. You might want to, or could be thinking about, why was I naked in their room? Well, the reason is they take all my clothes. I don't have any shirts, I don't have any pants, I don't have any nothing. So you would think to combat this, I go in their room naked and through their drawers. You would think seeing your father in there naked all bent over. No deterrence. They still take all my stuff. The oldest one takes my wife's clothes. Yeah, you know, he came out with a pair of pants on. He's like, these are awesome. Thanks, Dad. I'm like, oh, they're hers. And he's like, Mom, they're mine now. Where am I at?
You still got about 3 minutes. No, it's 4 minutes.
4 minutes? All right. Can I start over? No. No? Oh, I'll go. All right. That younger kid, man, he used to get mad at me or anybody, and, you know, he'd do the family list and come out all disgruntled and like with your name crossed out if he was mad at you. One time, my name was crossed out and the dog's. I don't even know what that dog did, but it had to be bad to get his name crossed out. Yeah, my wife made us get that dog. Yeah. Well, she told me, she was like, you know, we're going to get a dog or our marital status is going to change. So I figured a dog would be easier than divorce, so we got the dog. If you go to the no-kill shelter on Free Dog Day, you will get a very, very poorly behaved dog. Yeah. So for $200 on Free Dog Day, we come home with this animal. Crazy. It ate my car. And when I say ate, I mean ate. It ate the seats, the springs, the steering wheel. And you know the way you hear like people, oh, my dog Fluffy ate its toy ball and we got to get surgery or else it's going to, you know, block it. So I watch this dog because I'm cheap. I'm not taking it to the vet, but nothing came out. And I'm like, all right, it digested everything. So I sat on it. Very comfortable. Part seat that dog is now. Oh, man. Yeah, my wife loves that dog. My wife. Yeah. I mean, no, she's a great mom, loving, caring, obsessed with the Manson family murders. I mean, just the best. Every year, well, it's not even a celebration. I find myself going up Cielo Drive, and I'm just like, oh, is it that date again? She's like, yeah, we're going to go see who's hanging out by the house tonight. Just like, all right. Yeah, I gotta love that crazy, artsy woman. Oh, man, she's kind of like my dad, who was a Navy captain. As you can tell, I'm from a military upbringing. He didn't hear the word no much. Neither does my wife, nor the dog, actually. I don't have much say in anything. Man, those three. All right. I'm Will. I'm at Will Cable on everything. I do an Evil Tony Hawk on Perry Caraval Live. Thank you.
Wow. How's that for stress, right? Listen, you ever see somebody sweating their balls off? You're like, what time is it? One guy says 2, the other one says 5. Who do you choose? The 2-minute guy. I like that. The 2-minute guy. I like that in 2 minutes. Oh my God, you are so crazy. I love that. And listen, it's just so funny that I'm doing Instagram tonight, so of course it had to fall down. So that my relatives can say things like, why do you even bother? They ask me all the time, why do you bother? You don't know what you're doing. You're posting birthday pictures there. I'm so sorry. Can you pronounce your name for me?
Me?
Please.
Bryce Woodbury.
I thought it said that, like Woodbury, New York, right?
Yeah, Woodbury, yeah.
Oh, wow. I like that. Well, let's see. He's not a strawberry, but let's give it up for Bryce Woodbury. Come on, Bryce.
Alrighty.
Hey everyone, how the hell are ya?
That's right.
There you go.
Alrighty, let me think. I am learning it so much. I'm new to LA. I've been here 2 weeks. I never done stand-up before. This would be my 4th time doing it. Don't clap, no. You gotta give me a chance to bomb. What's going on in my world? What's on my P? I'm learning a lot though about this stand-up stuff. I see a lot of you have notebooks and are writing things down in them. I assume that's important for this job. Yeah, what else? I don't do the notebook thing, but I need to. I've been doing a lot of voice memo stuff, which that works kind of, but once you're scrolling through, it's like voice memo recording 195, 207, 308. It's like, fuck me. And you start listening back to him, and what you thought in the moment was so profound and wise and mystical, and this is what's going to bring me to the top. You play it back, and it's like, dogs are not man's best friend. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Use your head. But yeah, what else have I learned? I've learned a lot of stand-up comedians have issues with their parents, so I don't know if I'll do well because I love my mommy and daddy. My dad is a divorced ex-Mormon, so that was really difficult growing up because, you know, visitation and all that. Mondays was at my mom's house, Tuesdays was dad's house, Wednesdays was second mom's house, Thursdays was third mom's house, and then Friday we met at a Red Lobster and just argued in the parking lot. But what else? My mom, her birthday is on Halloween, and that's a lot like having a birthday on Christmas. You don't have a birthday. Nobody cares. It was very sad. As a little kid, I didn't know how rude I was being. I'd come home from school after all the, the parade and our costumes, be like, "Hi, Mom, I had so much fun at school." 10 minutes later, "All right, bye, I'm going trick-or-treating." I don't think happy birthday came out of my mouth until I was 12, so that's something I'm still working on making up to my mom. I just didn't know. It's the costume day. It's not Mom Day. Mom Day's in May. What else? But my mom loved Halloween, since it was her birthday, and she would do lots of fun costumes for my brother and I growing up. I remember in 3rd grade, she dressed me up as Hugh Hefner. She gave me a nice little red robe with a little embroidered bunny on it and 2 black slippers that had bunnies on them. And I went to school that day and we did our little parade and all these parents were looking at me like, what? And a couple of them came up to me. My mom gave me excellent media training. They would come up to me and they'd ask, "Do you know what you're dressed as?" And I'd look right up at them and I'd be like, "I'm a publisher." Some of the more religious parents were not amused with that answer. They remembered their husbands giving that excuse, their dads giving that excuse. It's a magazine. I'm reading it for the Nikon advertisement. What else is going on in this little head of mine? This is just a fun story. I was in Ireland last year with a friend who was living there overseas. He was doing acting school there, which I didn't know Ireland was known for acting. I thought it would be anywhere else. But he had a lot of fun with it, it seemed like, and I came over and him and I partied a bit, and we went out this one night, and we were in the streets of Dublin late at night, and we end up at a strip club. And I'm not really a big, I never had the inclination, I suppose. So we go to the strip club. I'm like, dude, whatever, fine. It's 2 a.m. We didn't hook up with anyone at the bars, whatever. We'll go to the strip club. We go in. immediately there was this Eastern European woman like touching my shoulder. She's like, "Hey, baby, how are you? You're very cute." I'm like, "Oh God." I just didn't know how to handle it. It felt wrong. It felt gross. Like, I don't know. Maybe I was like coddled too much as a kid or something. It just did not feel right. But so meanwhile, I turned to my right, and my buddy's like got two of them on him, and he's loving it. I'm like, okay. So I go downstairs, and I go to the bathroom to do some stuff because it's 2 a.m. And then I go back outside. I'm like, I'm going to wait outside for you. And I ended up just talking to this bouncer, and it was just fascinating. He was a black Irishman, which, again, you learn something new every day. But it was a ton of fun talking to him because the whole time he's this big, tall guy and he towers over me and I'm just like chatting his ear off because, you know, I did some stuff. And he's, he's talking to me and the whole time he's basically like got this little Irish guy like who keeps trying to come back in. He got kicked out and he keeps going like, "Oi, you gotta let me in." And the guy's like, "No, brother, I do much." But the whole time, this guy was persistent. He really wanted back in the strip club over and over, like, "Please, please." It was fascinating to people because I, meanwhile, just wanted to get the fuck out of there. So anyways, I'm waiting and waiting. My friend is in there until it closes at like 4 a.m. He comes out and I'm like, "All right, dude, let's go home. There's nobody out. It's 4 a.m. I'm tired." And he's like, hang on. He tells me he dropped 500 euro. Someone do the conversion on that. I don't know. A lot of money in the strip club. And he's like, I need something. I'm like, "Dude, calm down. What do you need exactly?" He's like, "Something." So we're waiting outside the strip club at 4 a.m. like two psychopaths. The security guard is waiting outside too. And the strippers start leaving. And my fucking friend, he's like, "Hey ladies, how you doing?" The Eastern European one that had her hands all over me, she looks at me and says, "Fuck off!" And he's like, "All right." And we just went home like, dude, what was the point? What was the point of any of this? But you know what? It's a fun memory that I get to hold over. I'm like, "Remember when you blew like half of your rent on strippers?" And he's like, "Can you not fucking remind me about that, please?" Yeah, so I don't know what the moral of that story is. That's the first and only time I've ever been to a strip club. I guess in order to prove I'm like, an open-minded and tolerant person, I should go to one more just to make sure I don't like it. What else has been happening? Yeah, so like I said earlier, I'm new to Los Angeles, and right now I'm living in Venice. And I didn't know this, because again, I'm arrogant, I guess. I don't know what's wrong with me, but apparently there's a lot of homosexuals in Venice. Did not know that. Had no idea. Same with West Hollywood. What's going on down here? And I'm from San Francisco. I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't catch my eye there, but I don't know. So I'm in Venice. It's my second night here, and I'm at a bar, and I'm drinking and whatever, and I'm having a little fun by myself, hoping to make some friends. And sure enough, a man approaches me and starts talking with me and buys me a beer. I'm like, "Oh, hi, I'm making a friend. I'm making a buddy. I'm not going to be alone in Los Angeles. I'm going to have this new gentleman friend, this buddy, and we're going to do stuff." And we start talking, and I'm not ashamed to admit this. It took me 30 minutes to realize that this man is a homosexual, and he wants to have sex with me. And, I didn't know how to handle it because that's never happened to me before. I've never had a gay man hit on me, which some of you might be surprised by that, but it's true. I've never had a gay man hit on me. And, I humored it for a little bit too long. I let him buy me a couple of drinks because free liquor. Why not? Free liquor. And I learned something really important, I think like a universal thing, which is like, I get why women do that to us guys now. I get why they let us buy them drinks. And the whole time they're sitting there like, "You fucking idiot, I'm not going home with you. Thanks for the free alcohol though." And, eventually after I got bored of that and we got tired, I was like, "Hey, you know what, listen, man, this has been a lot of fun. I am not gay. I am so sorry to let you down. Please take your hand off my thigh now." And he took it like a champ. And by By that I mean I saw him storm off to the bathroom, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave now. I don't know. And I went home, and I had a very restful sleep. Thank you. All right, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Thank you guys very much.
Where can we find you on social media?
My name is Bryce Woodbury. You can find me at Bryce_Woodbury on Instagram. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. I'm going to take you out to the club with me. See what happens. Oh, my God. You don't want to go anywhere with me. Stuff's always happening. I was out on a date with my husband, and I took him to Nell's because Prince was hanging out there a lot. And then I got busted in the back of my head with a beer bottle. And you had to see two big brothers. You know what happened. I was disrespecting somebody. This brother's like, you disrespected me. You didn't say hello to me. And I was like, after 3 drinks, you know, I'm like, I'm fucking say hi to nobody. But I didn't stop there. I throw my champagne in his face. And so he picks up a bottle and gets me in the head. And it's an all-black night. My husband is not an all-black guy. He's like, you know, portly, Jewish, portly, angel wing hair in his back. And boy, did he kick their asses, man. It was great. It was great until his father read it in the paper. All right, so that's okay, because I always love to have somebody come here that hasn't seen me for a minute. Where have you been all this time, Mr. Johnson? You ready to do this? Are you going up? Okay, then. Oops. He's going up. Let's do it. The one, the only, Robert Johnson. Right? Is that you? What name? Cooper? What boy? What name are you going under?
Cowboy.
Cowboy?
Cowboy.
Cowboy?
Yeah, cowboy, yeah.
Let's do it again for you so you have a clean tape.
All right.
Make believe this didn't happen. I went to buy my husband some perfume, and then I decided maybe I'll start him on deodorant. All right, let's bring up our next comedian. Let's give it up for Cowboy. Cowboy. All right, Cowboy.
Thank you, guys. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
All right.
All right. So, okay. Yeah, so, you know, I'm a dog dad, guys. And, you know, when you hear somebody say they're a dog dad, you know, the first thing you think of, oh, my God, that's so adorable, you know. You might do matching outfits. You might go to the cafe with them, you know. I'm not that kind of dog dad. I'm in the trenches, y'all. I got 3 dogs, okay? Like, you know, when you tell people you got 3 kids, they're like, oh, my God, that is so beautiful. What a blessing. Then you tell people you got 3 dogs, they're like, bro, are you okay? Is everything all right at home? 3 dogs? Now, my oldest one, she's a rescue from the Chinese meat trade. And that's exactly what it sounds like, right? You know, so she still got trauma, you know. I'll reach out to pet her, and she flinches, you know. I'll be like, good girl, it's okay. She's like, excuse you, back up, sir. And it's crazy because, like, she's what you call a runaway, right? Like, if she sees an open door, that means that she's going to be gone. Right. And I remember one time she got out, and then my wife called me panicking. She's like, I'm done with this damn dog. She can leave. Just let her go. I'm like, baby, it's okay. We're going to figure this out. We're going to find her. Because at this point, I'm invested, right? You know what I mean? Because I'm a comic. Like, where else am I going to find a dog with a backstory like this? Okay. You know? She's basically a Netflix series with 4 legs. And then it's crazy because, like, she always will jump, and, you know, she's backing up. I'm like, relax, you're not on the menu. This is a black household. We do not eat dogs. Plus, there's not enough onion and garlic powder for that anyway. Now, my middle boy, he's a cattle dog that identifies as a wrestler in the WWE. I walk in the door, he's trying to drop kick me and jump off the couch. It's crazy. Now, him and I have been through a lot. I love that boy. You know, we've been through years and years of training. It's crazy because his first trainer, she quit on us. The first day, you know, we did an assessment. She's like, he's sweet, but he's tough. And so I'm like, okay, cool. You know, what's the plan? You know, where do we go from here? She's like, well, I'll be in touch. So before she left, you know, we did the assessment. She was giving us advice. She said, you know what, if he's barking too much, I need you to stare at him and go, bah! And if that doesn't work, then you need to slam on the door and startle him. So we're walking around the house yelling, bah! Slamming on doors. And meanwhile, he's just looking at us like, y'all crazy as hell. Y'all the ones that need help. Now, my youngest one, you know, the firecracker, we weren't really expecting to have a third dog. Somebody just kind of dumped him right in front of our house. And at first I was mad, like, who would do this to a poor little precious dog? Then a few weeks later, I'm like, oh, I get it. I see why they dropped him off. But it's crazy because he's got a whole bunch of energy, and he's sweet, but he's sneaky. Just pure chaos, right? You know, like, and the thing about him, he's so smart. Don't ever get smart dogs, by the way. Get a golden retriever or something like that. He's always breaking out of his crate, you know? Like, one time we came home, the first time he broke out of his crate, he was just looking at us, his tail wagging, smiling, like, damn, y'all back kind of early, you know? Then another time he got out, I swear that he looked like right into the pet camera. He's like, dang, y'all still trying to lock dogs up? That's crazy. Now, the thing is, you know, people, you know, I don't have any children yet, but people talk about gentle parenting, you know. You can't really gentle parent a dog, okay? I tried that, right? You know, I looked at my dog. I'm like, buddy, please sit. He's just looking at me like I'm crazy. He just walks past me. Psh. Then the next thing, I'm like, okay, sit your ass down now. And then that's when he sat right away. He's like, dang, that's all you had to say. Why you ain't say that the first time? You see, you know, and when you have dogs, like, you know, a lot of people like to take them to the dog park. You know, that's like a thing you do when you have dogs, take them to the dog park. But I stopped going to the dog park because, honestly, I got sick of talking to the white people there. Like, when, you know, a lot of times because they passive aggressive, like they wouldn't even say hi, you know, they wouldn't even say hello to me. They'd be like, what kind of breed is that? You know, what kind of breed is that? What breed is that? I'm like, oh, you know, he's hybrid. He gets 15 in the city, 30 on the highway. You know, and then one time I'm there chilling, minding my business. You know, my dog's running around. This Karen walks up to me. She's like, so where'd you get that dog? I'm like, huh? She's like, well, you know, I've been seeing a lot of missing dogs in the area lately. And I'm thinking, damn, what, black folks can't have nice dogs or what? Yeah, so, you know, I mean, a lot of people, you know, they'll be like, oh, you know, God bless you for taking care of those dogs because I know it's a lot of hard work. And I'm thinking, you know what, God is probably up there cracking up, you know, because I prayed. I said, God, you know, please give me peace and quiet in my life. And he sent me 3 dogs. But just remember, you know, that's what God's plan is. You know, as messy as it is, as random as it is, it could be hilarious, you know. And it just reminds us to enjoy life, you know. Let me see, because God is the comedian. And we're just lucky to be here, you know, in the front row enjoying. All right, that's all I got for right now. Yeah.
And my name is, and you can find me?
Oh, you can find me on Instagram, Koboei, Koboei. That's my IG, like my name, Koboei. Thank you guys so much.
I'll make sure I won't have dogs around you. And also, guys, if you see that I have La Mer cream on my face, can you tell me so it doesn't look like I have an eighth of Coke in my nose? All right, so... And trust me, if I had an eighth Coke in my nose, I'd be hiding under the stage, all right? There's not a chance I would be on stage. But you got it? Is that the way it's spelled? It's nice? Thank you. You got to help each other here. You do. I'm so glad to see you.
Hello.
I know. You didn't say that last night when you couldn't get your hands out of it. You know what's going on? You guys don't understand this because when Patty comes up, I have to ask him for a favor, which is embarrassing. I asked my husband to tie my dress while I was getting dressed, and he tied my hair up in my dress. So I can't put my head. That's why I'm doing like this. So when I bring up this power of Addie, just know that he's my friend, and his name is Patty. All right? Come on, live from the mix. Live from the mix.
Keep it going until I get all the way up here. Help me out. I'm older. Can we keep it going for me? All of you.
All right, there we go. Ow!
Well, he's got it pretty much in the knot here. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Let's see here. Do you want me to untie this or just
Yeah.
get the hair out?
Okay, if you can just get the hair, it would be nice, because if you untie and this falls down, the little one out.
Just reacting to this cause
No, because it hurts. It's my kitchens.
your kitchen.
It's my kitchens. Coy boy doesn't know what a kitchen is. Listen, this is really crazy, guys, that this could happen, okay? But this is scary. Ah!
You're
Hey!
good. You're good.
Ow! Oh my God. You're good. All right, let's make believe this didn't happen, because this doesn't happen.
Damn it!
All right, let's start the clock on the one and only head of the mix, the one and only Patty.
Hi. Greetings and salutations to one and all. Goy Boy is deep in conversation with his phone. I want to thank all of the rest of you for coming here and being here tonight. You could be sitting on your couch at home looking at your phone, or you could be here looking at your phone. It depends, but no, not you. Not you. Oh, there he is. There you go. Give it up for Mark Zafran here. Yeah. Yeah. Mark has actually been voted by AARP the sexiest man still alive. I don't know if you know that. He's publishing his diet and his workout regimen in the next AARP. Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Myself, I was feeling great, I was feeling really great. So, what I decided was I would get in my car and drive 32 miles and pay $10 to be mildly ignored by my peers. Thank you. But we don't do that here. This is the LA School of Comedy Mike. Give it up for the LA School of Comedy Mike. And those of you from LA that are here tonight should be proud, because apparently LA has outgayed San Francisco. Yeah. How is that possible? First of all, I want to say something. I'm going to say it out loud. No homo, but you're hot. That's what I'm trying to say. A sexually fluid delight. I don't know that, but you're very hot, and you grew up in San Francisco. You're prime twink material, is all I'm saying. And the first gay attention you get is here in L.A. Isn't it great? Listen, you might not believe this, but, when I was a younger man, I was kind of attracted from certain angles. And that type of attention, that when you're kind of catnip to a gay dude, like you're a catnip to a gay dude, it's the closest thing to hot girl privilege that a man can ever get. Because you kind of realize what it was like, for a gal who at 14 suddenly got boobs, and men would just go, what do you want? I'll buy it for you. I mean, I know if I had that power, I might use it for evil. I might use it just to get what the fuck I want. And it's funny because I'm looking out here. There's more testosterone in this room than at a gay rodeo. How did I know it was a gay rodeo? It had a gift shop and a glory hole. You're familiar with the glory hole? What the glory hole is? Have you read my book? The Business End of the Glory Hole. It's a travel guide for young men on a budget. Just to get to, you can see the country, it's a little different. I'll be honest with you, though. Raise your hand if you've ever used a glory hole. Me neither. No, here's what I want to say. I'm not that optimistic. You got to really think the world is a beautiful place to stick your dick through a hole in the wall and expect something good to happen. You know what I mean? Just wait. That's a long wait. All right, look at this. Everybody's looking at me like, Mark's got his arms folded, like, will the defendant please rise, kind of a look. Going, God damn! I feel judged. I apologize, guys. I can feel it now. Okay, the drugs have just kicked in. Thank you. Woo! It was a while. It's mostly Flomax. It's just, there's a little bit of stool softener. It's a touch. And of course, a little of Matthew Perry's leftover ketamine. Too soon? Come on, can't we laugh together? Guy was an AA buddy of mine. He left it to me in the will. He was a sensitive guy, Sometimes when he wore glasses, people would mistake him for Rachel Maddow. That upset him. He was a gentle artistic soul. God bless him. He made us laugh. Hi, Chandler. That's okay. You guys can do it. You can, all of you. What you're doing right now. This is the part of my act where all of you, just look at me and feel a little bit better about yourself. Thank you. My gift to you, because I am rapidly aging. And I knew where I'm going because my 87-year-old father has recently moved in with me. You can say anything the fuck you want when you're 87. He was sitting at the table on Sunday with my youngest daughter is still at home, and her friend who's a trans man. And my father asked her friend who's a trans man if the testosterone helped with parallel parking. You try explaining to an 87-year-old man why that's not a great question to bring up. And now my daughter's half a white woman, so, you know, she was offended on everybody's behalf. She frowned upon this question and was angry for about an hour. Now, her friend Christina, Hector. Look, that's a very manly name, though, if I was going that way. Hector. It almost sounds like a balls, you know, by Hector. But he's been coming around my house for 17 years. And I love Hector. I'll tell you a story. I went to Hector's quinceañera. And I don't know if any of you could tell from where you're sitting, I'm not Mexican. Do we have any Mexicans here? By a round of applause. Really? This is L.A. This is it? God, if there was a kitchen here, I'd run and look in there. But I wanted you guys, if we had a local expert to educate you gavachos, I am not Mexican, and it shows. I brought a piñata to a quinceañera. Think about that for a second. It is a child's birthday toy to celebrate a 7 or an 8-year-old's birthday party. I brought it to an ancient ceremony to celebrate the blooming of a young woman into adulthood. You know, but I tried to explain to him. I said, look, I had this thing custom made. This is not a child's birthday piñata. This is a special quinceañera piñata. You know what I mean? There's no fucking candy in here. Just Plan Bs and whippets. Seem practical. These guys over here don't get it. You guys, I'm just going to go to here. Unless maybe it's like a brain cell thing. There's like 3 active brain cells, and it's just jumping around between your heads. Really? You look like a canvas painting of trout. This is good. The energy here is good. You're going to want some of this when you get up here. Oh, are you kidding? I was actually standing in line at the Panera Bread in Glendale, and there was a hot trans woman. And my wife and I were both looking at her. And I looked at her, and I looked at my wife. I said, you better fucking up your game, mama. No, here's the thing. I'm not homosexual. I take great delight in the female form. But, you know, if that one's better at impersonating it than that one is at being it, I'll cosplay with you, baby. Now, Sunda asked me a very important question last week. She said, how could you tell if it was attached or not attached? Well, the bottom line is I couldn't. Because here's the deal. A trouser snake would be a deal breaker for me. You know what I mean? I'm old school. Another penis is just competition. And God forbid the penis is bigger than mine. I could not love someone for whom I had penis envy. It's impossible to reconcile. Anyway. This is odd. Kind of odd. It's almost like coaching a developmentally disabled children's soccer team. And you're just guys like, there's no fucking ball. You're just running all over the place. But I've enjoyed being here. Maybe I'll read something I wrote. Oh, here it is. First of all, there's a couple of announcements. This is from the Home Office. Ayahuasca is now officially the pickleball of drugs. I don't know if you want to get that. Second of all, young Baca is not dead. He's in the witness protection program. I cannot confirm or deny that. Third, beloved proprietor of the Comedy Chateau, Felix McNulty, was shot on Monday night and died and denied his spot in heaven for not bringing at least 5 people. Lastly, but most importantly, Ian Ira Russo has been seen on the comic scene at mics and various shows. So for the benefit of any female comics here tonight, of which there are none, the establishment would provide free metal helmets for you, because our motto here at LASC is better safe than struck repeatedly in the head with a metal bottle. All right, you guys have been adequate. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm going to bring up the mistress on this misfit aisle of toys. Give it up for Sunda Kronquist.
Hey, you know it. And the Black Irish guy you were talking about. You see how that goes?
I'm Patty, P-A-D-D-F-O-R-C-O-M-E-D-Y. I'm at the Mix every Wednesday. I book the show.
You know what that means? The Oprah Winfrey of comedy. And you got a spot. 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 And I want to see him in his glory. Let's give it up for Greg Troy. Come on. Okay. Troy. Greg Troy. Listen to me. I keep calling him Troy Gillespie. It's not his name.
Dizzy Gillespie, maybe.
Dizzy. Maybe we'll change it to Dizzy?
Dizzy, yeah.
All right. Give it up for my boy.
Hey, hello, everybody. I've been in the active Army for 21 years, or I was in the active Army for 21 years, 11 months, 15 days, and 6 hours and 58 seconds. But who was counting? Whew. I grew up in New Jersey from the 3rd grade to the 7th grade. And man, I always wondered, why isn't there an Old Jersey? You know? And another funny thing about Jersey, there's so many funny fucking names. Teaneck, Piscataway. Crazy. I thought, oh, there must be a lot of Indian tribes that lived here. These are names of India. It turns out, no, these are names that describe the area. Like Mawa, it means the meeting place. And Ho-Hocus, it means where the cedar trees grow. And Hackensack, that's where they mug you and throw you in a bag. Ho-Hocus, they say, is very close to Hocus Pocus. If you go to Hocus Pocus and say abracadabra, you disappear. When I was a kid, I was kind of always trying to make people laugh. I would make phony phone calls. Like, let's say if I woke up at 3 in the morning, I would just go to, the phone. Back then, people answered the phone, and I would dial any number, 3 in the morning, call up, guy answers, I go, peanut butter, and hang up. Can you imagine that guy's face? He's like, what in the fuck was that? I couldn't, it was just so fun. Another thing I would do, I'd call a number, and I'd say, hello, I'm doing a survey for my middle school. Can you, answer a question? Do you have, about boys' names? Do you have any Johns in your house? And when they said no, I'd say, hey, what do you do? Shit on the floor, and hang up. One time, a woman let me go through the whole thing and said, no, I shit on you. Who does that? What kind of person does that? It was terrible. My sister, she would do it too, but she was evil. She would call up and say, hello, ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm having an affair with your husband. And they would scream and cry. It was so horrible. But I'm telling you this, so if you ever get that call, it might be my sister April. Another thing I would do, I would ring neighbors' doorbells and run away. It was so much fun. But I was like so disciplined about it. I'd get up, have breakfast, have your shower, get your books, head out towards the school bus, ring the doorbell, get on, it's just like part of my morning ritual. One day I get to the door, just before I press it, it opens up. And I was like, oh, hello, ma'am. I just wanted to apologize. I've been ringing your doorbell, and I really, I'm sorry about that. I got in so much trouble, because back then they had something called phone books, where they could look up your name, address, and phone number. My dad made me work for her for a month. Another thing I used to do, I would go trick-or-treating. And if I found a good house, like I start out as Batman, this is a good house. So I'd go back around the corner, take the mask off, put the cape, put some teeth, go back as Dracula, right? Get some good candy. Then I go back around, take all my clothes off, and I go back, and they go, what the hell? I said, I'm the Invisible Man. But we can see you. I said, oh, my power's not working. My name Troy actually means soldier. It literally means soldier. And Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War, he said that if you can make your opponents laugh, it makes them feel love, and maybe they won't kill you. And there was a famous battle. This is true, the Battle of the Bulge. Not that kind of bulge. I know what you're thinking. But no, it's called the Battle of the Bulge, and General McAuliffe was in charge of the 101st Airborne. And they were surrounded on all sides. It was snowing. People were injured. It was terrible. But the Nazis sent 2 emissaries in and said, look, they spoke good English. They said, look, you got a choice of A, you can either leave, retreat, or B, you can surrender. And General McAuliffe says, hey, I choose D. And the German said, what's D? He said, D's nuts. True story. True story. He's known. Look him up. General, what was this? General D's nuts McAuliffe. It's true. It is true. But one thing I've noticed about when you do go to other countries as a soldier, there's a real love-hate relationship between you and the people there. Like, you could hear it when you walk patrol through the streets. They'll go, Yankee, go home and take us with you. They also say that people in the Marines and Army don't get along. Do we got any Marines here today? No? Okay, but that's okay. Because I was going to ask you to explain the jokes to them. But, one time I was in a Humvee with a bunch of devil dogs. That's what they call them. And we were taking fire and rockets from the south. I'll tell you what, I was the first one out of that Humvee. Yeah, someone pushed me. Terrible. Tuck and roll, baby, tuck and roll. But, I hurt my shoulders, too, and I told Colonel Tucci, I can't lift my arms overhead. He said, good, now you can never surrender. I wasn't going to surrender. What are you talking about? And so I went to the Army clinic, and those guys, they try to pump you full of all kinds of medicines and stuff. And I said to the guy, hey, can't we just try some homeopathic medicine? And he said, well, I get off at 1800, big boy. I served with the California National Guard, too. I got assigned to them over in Korea. Do you know that 90% of the California National Guard is Mexican-American? Did you know that? Hard workers, good soldiers. I mean, if you need a foxhole dug, boom, it's done. If you need a command post built, boom, it's done. The only problem was a lot of them kept sneaking into the other countries and picking the neighbors' crops. I worked in espionage over there, and the guys got a real kick out of that. Military intelligence. They'd say, military intelligence? No Valley Vega. And they would laugh so much at military intelligence. I went to the captain and said, hey, your guys should get a real kick out of an oxymoron. And he said, no, Jefe, we don't think you're a moron. Maybe a gringo loco. And I said to him, what's No Valley Vega mean? He says, it's kind of like not worth dick. Now, to me, that's a catch-22, right? Because who's going to say, hey, how dare you say I'm not worth dick? I am... Wait a second. You're not going to... Now, if he says I'm not worth pussy, I might argue that one a little bit. And we had one particular soldier, a lot of them were sad, just a sad attitude. One guy was like, algún siempre yo creo que la vida no es vale tres cacahuates. Kind of means life's not worth 3 peanuts. And I said to him, hey, at least you're not No Valley Vega. Well, it's great also to be back. I decided to stay in California when we came back, and I started my own security company, Trojan Security, and we take VIPs around. Our motto is, you won't fool us again. Or always look inside the box. But we had Arnold Schwarzenegger the other day, and he was like, Troy, take me to Burger King. Burger King. And I said, but Arnold, won't that make you fat? That's not good to eat. And he said, shut up, Troy. I'm Mr. Universe. You didn't tell me what to eat. And I said, but oh, the universe. Hey, have you heard the new theories about the shape of the earth and the universe not being what we're told? He said, get out, Troy. Driver, get me to the Whopper. We had Jerry Seinfeld, too. Remember? He's so funny. I love that guy. And he was saying, hey, I got, let me see if I could zoom. Quick, get to Pepperdine University. I've got a show at Pepperdine. Pepperdine, hurry, Troy, get to Pepperdine. I got a show. And I said, oh, my GPS isn't working, Jerry. Where is it? Where is that? How should I know? Maybe it's near Paprikadine. And why is one of my socks back here? Well, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much. You can find me by my name, Greg Kennedy Troy, on Insta. And now let's bring up the most beautiful woman here.
Oh, God bless you. And the only woman. And the only woman. Oh, boy, Jersey girls, right?
Jersey.
Girls, Jersey. Oh, my God. I mean, we'll wait for you. We'll stalk you and we'll wait for you. My girlfriend hid in the trunk of a car. Well, her boyfriend was cheating on her, and she busted him. She heard the whole thing. I mean, you can't even shaggy. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? But how smart she was is she took his car. That's the thing with Jersey girls. We'll say, listen, can I borrow the car? I'm going to go get something. And we'll get a key made, okay? Even a computer key. We'll find somebody to do it. That way we can go through all your stuff and find out what's going on. I'm just scaring you just to soften you up. For the one and only America's sweetheart, Mark Safran. Come on, you're out. You might as well come up. Get up. Get up.
It's
Come
a little
on.
much after Patty's new act. Irish soda bread with a little slash of homophobia. Go dollop there. You know, it's kind of like mayonnaise. Yeah, it's a schmear. A schmear. Yeah, you never understood a schmear. My sister was always, schmear. Here, let me have a schmear. Did you smear him? It's like, it's fucking cheese. Am I going to give the waiter cheese? Anyhow, here I was today watching the refrigerator guy fix the refrigerator and take all my money. It's amazing. I could have bought a new refrigerator for what it cost me to fix these friggin' refrigerators. You know, unbelievable. And I had to chase the guy for 2 days. Gilbert. Nice enough guy. Actually did a good job. They just don't clean up after themselves that well. They figured they'd leave that for Sunda when she gets home. But at least the refrigerator doesn't make noise anymore. Can you imagine? You know that sound that always gets you in your house when you're sitting and watching Greg Gutfield? Oh, you guys don't watch Greg Gutfield. You're all Morning Joe people. I forgot. Let me tell you, shut off that tape. Aaron, shut off that tape. This is the best Joe Biden I've ever seen. That's about true, actually. Because I don't remember ever seeing a good Joe Biden. You know, it's funny how politicians gaslight you, but he was a pro. You know, he even when he was a senator, when his helicopter was flying through Afghanistan on a tour, he went down in the helicopter and led everybody back through the snow in his bare feet. I've never met a man who could create a fantasy about himself like that, other than maybe Chuck Schumer. Watching politicians is an art form because you have to like pick and choose no matter what channel you're on exactly what's coming out of their mouths. But the answer is no matter what they're saying, they're gaslighting you. So I saw something on the news today which kind of struck me, and I feel like a hack because I'm going to steal it. But please, and he didn't. Anyhow, there was a writer in the rear room. Anyhow, you ever notice that there's a class of politicians that use all kinds of meta language? Let's just go through it, all right? Forget diversity, equity, and inclusion, because Al Sharpton just announced that he thinks diversity, equity, and inclusion is a God-given right. Yes, that's because you learned from Jesse Jackson how to shake down corporations and invented it to line your pocket, all right? So you can pay for that rather inadequate gastric bypass you got, all right? No more sweatsuits. Okay, and it's like pronouns. Listen, it's all men here, right? I can't remember, you know, the problem is I have daughters. And I got into a fight with my daughter today. She told me, you can't be racist towards white people. White people isn't a race. I said, it's a color. I said, it's like a fat person saying, I have a good shape all round. You know, at the end of the day, I had to finally say to her, but you can discriminate, right? She goes, yes. I said, so what's the fucking difference? I mean, really. I mean, it's language. Language is the craziest thing, all right? So here I am. I walk into my house with my daughter and her friends, her freshman year of college. They're all sitting around the table, never bothered to tell me they were taking mushrooms or what they thought were mushrooms, all right? And one of them gets up and goes, my name is, what was his name? Kai. My name is Kai. I said, like the fish? Oh, no, that's koi. And anyhow, he goes, no, my name is Kai. I'm other. I look at the guy, and I should have gone upstairs and shut my mouth. I mean, when they start with the other, or the gender divergent, or the neurodivergent, or whatever they come out with, you know to stop talking. There is no way to win the argument. Because no matter what you're doing, you're using the wrong language. And that's what they get you on. So I said, okay, Kai. I mean, I know bi people, I know transgender people. What's an other? This isn't a safe place. And then they all start running around there. Yeah, no, this is my fucking house. It's not a safe place for you. All right? Get the fuck out. All right? It's not a safe place. I said, look at all these kids. We're all gay. I said, oh, yeah? Well, we'll see about that. They all change over time. It's amazing how Gen Z sexuality kind of is like the ocean. You know? It never know which wave is coming in. Or which wave they're feeling at any particular time, because they have no constancy to them. Forget about trying to get them to work. I mean, forget that, all right? So here we have all these Gen Z, I'm glad they're not watching, associates. How do you train people to do good jobs on Zoom? So my neighbor was complaining to me today, you know, the Patent and Trademark Office, they laid off everybody over 65 who was working from home. I said, duh. I mean, they're eligible for their pensions and Medicare and everything else, plus what they've stolen all these years in bribes. What do you mean we're holding up the patent? Well, you know, they are working from home. I said, okay, so they laid off everybody over 65, retirement age. I thought that was called early retirement, because any one of you could be a patent examiner. J. Edgar Hoover started his career as a patent examiner. That's an interesting little tidbit of American life. Not very funny, but a tidbit nonetheless. You know? So here I am, I'm watching the news, and no matter what I do, if I'm watching Fox News, it's not news, all right? Even Hannity says he's a talk show host. He's not a journalist. No, the great journalist is the one who just wrote that book on Joe Biden's condition. That was a journalist. Oh, no. Look at this terrible thing they did. We didn't know. How'd you not know? In 2019, I knew. I turned around to my wife during the election. I said, they're hiding that motherfucker in the basement because he's non-compos mentos. Because I remember he wasn't very compos mentos when he was the vice president. And remember Obama, who, by the way, is behind all the auto pen signatures. Have no fear. They're all going to track it back to Obama. Take my word for it. He should never have left all his aides in the White House, thinking he was going to get Obama 3. Anyhow, and I can't wait for Michelle to leave him. She is out the door. I recognize that the secret meeting, the going out in public for the first time, as soon as somebody talks about it, secret meetings over here on Santa Monica Boulevard at the giant Japanese restaurant, which sucks, by the way, and doesn't let you in. Then he went over there, what's it called, Hamasaki? Because they all think that Spielberg owns it. You know, so all the celebrities run and goes, take your daughters to Craig's. How about? So he's eating there. You know that meeting is, well, girls, you know your mother and I are getting divorced. And they look at him and said, duh, what took you so long? You know, I mean, she's looking. You know, she's getting bored. Who wants to be the ex-president's ex-wife? Michelle. So, you know, on the note of presidents' wives, they were talking today about whether or not they were going to call Jill Biden in to testify. So they asked Trump just before what he thought about that. He says, well, you know, I really don't like the idea, but I'd love to know who was telling everybody to do with that auto pen. If you think about it, there are 1,800 commutations of sentence. There's no way Joe Biden knew 1,800 people to commute their sentence. Rapists, murderers, all kinds of people. Plus, people who never should have gotten a pardon. Not far be it to me to say anything about St. Anthony Fauci. Or Adam Schiff, our great senator from California who has never told the truth a day in his life. So there's a secret about Adam Schiff. He was absolutely the single worst assistant U.S. attorney in history. There was an FBI agent that almost admitted to taking bribes. Schiff couldn't even get a conviction then because he couldn't tell the guy was lying. Because how do you tell Adam Schiff is lying? His lips are moving. Old joke, but it still works. You know, think about it. Anyhow, nobody wants to listen to me blather. Enjoy the LA School of Comedy, all right? But one more tone on it. Doesn't everybody really want to know whose cocaine it was in the White House? Or do we all have our usual suspects? See, it could have been, I mean, Hunter wasn't there. No, because what happened is that his father was giving him drug tests, so you had to leave it when they were going to the helicopter. I hear he's in he's in South Africa now. What is Hunter Biden doing in South Africa? You think about it, he's shaking somebody down. All right, enough.
Where can we find you?
You don't have to. Okay, so I am not on social media. The reason I'm not on social media is I'm an attorney. And many years ago when Facebook first came out, I caught one of my partners looking at Facebook. I said, Sam, what are you doing looking at Facebook in the middle of the day? He goes, oh no, this is how we track whether or not men are cheating on their wives.
Oh, really? Oh.
On that note.
So on that note, I better follow you on
Here's my wife.
I better follow you on LinkedIn. See, sometimes you find a Jewish boy and you want to be nice. That's why you want the comedy of Alan Weiss. Yes, Alan.
Well, I guess I can't do it in my political material.
You don't have any political.
I don't have any. Okay, we're gonna try something new. You're awesome. 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 Give me my money. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm scared. Oh, no. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so. The doctor's in. That's. Someone's getting a colonoscopy. I went to the doctor once. You don't know, but at some point they'll stick fingers up your ass. And they smile while doing it. It's weird. Okay. My name is Alan Weiss. Thank you. I was trying something new there. That was fun. You know, you got to do something different. You feel good. So I actually didn't move out of my parents' house until I was 34. Yeah. Because I was saving so much money. And that's how you know I'm a Jew. A good Jew. Because I was saving. I didn't start, and I started dating, and when I started dating, I went to a singles mixer. And this girl came up to me, and I went up to a girl, and she told me she had a boyfriend. I was like, wow, that's fast. I went to another singles mixer. There's a Jewish singles mixer. And this non-Jew came up to me, and she was like, her line on me was like, you look like a horny Jew. And I was like, I froze, because I thought I had them removed. I don't pick up signals, and so it's hard when you're trying to get ladies. And so, ladies, if you're at a bar and you're looking at me all night wondering why I haven't come over, just note I will once I get off the stage. And I'm going to come over and tell you I won the staring contest. My friend Steve, he invited me on his first date. And I was like, why? He's like, so I can teach you a thing or two. So I went, and it was my friend, his date, and me there with a notebook. at the table. And it was awkward, even for me. And my friend went up to get the bathroom, so I was like, I better say something. So I was like, hi, Lauren. My name is Alan. I'll be taking over Steve while he's on break. The tip was nice. My mom once asked me, she's like, she wants to ask me, do you love me a lot or a little? And that's weird to ask a son. It's weirder if to a 4-year-old who you just met at the park, who's a German Shepherd. You're like, hey boy, do you love me a lot or a little? This is weird. I had a dog, and it was a long time ago, and I saw that Pedigree had come out with a new dog food called Pedigree Healthy Dog Stool, which is weird. Why do the dogs need a healthy stool? Well, if they're going to eat it, might as well be healthy. Yeah, see, you know. Do you think it's weird that when white people think out loud, they sound like a train? I just noticed that right now, today. Let's see, okay. I take things really literal. This homeless guy came up to me and he's like, any change? I was like, no, you look the same. I was in improv class, and I did help with my social skills, and my teacher came up to me and she's like, you are really stiff. And I was like, well, then put back on your shirt. When I started dating, I went on a date, and halfway through, the girl got up and left. And I was there all alone. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? So I joined another table. And hoped it was her anniversary, because there'd be cake and sex. Let's see, I did that. Okay. You got a nose job. Well, I got a nose job, but I didn't get an orgasm. It's like a blow job. Stupid. So stupid. Mark was talking about pronouns. All my nouns are semi-pro. And I don't even know what semi-pro means. Is that like amateur? I'm a semi-pro athlete. Dog food. What does that say? I don't need to be. I was talking to my boss, and he's Jewish, and we realized that you don't need to be religious to be Jewish. You just need to be rich. Oh, that's horrible. I meant you only need to be good with money. I mean cheap. I mean, I don't know. I'm self-hating Jew. Of course, we all are. If you're not, then you're not Jewish. Come on. It's, you know how you're gonna go date a girl and you're gonna know if she's not Jewish. You know if she's gonna convert, it's because she's nagging you to death. That's how you know she's convertible. What? Convertible. I'm just going off the top. There's actually nothing on this written there. It's coming out. It's coming out. I switched jobs, but before I switched jobs, they promoted me to the same position. I was sitting down with the private equity, and they're like, "Hey, would you like it? Your boss just left. We're gonna make you do his job, and it's up to you if you want to have the title." That's like going up to your girlfriend coming up to you and said, we can have sex, but it's up to you. The answer is always yes. That did happen, and I had to fight for the promotion, so that was fun, but I didn't get paid. And then I left, so now I'm in a new place. It was fun. It's fun. And so now I have to find new people to test my jokes on at work. And before I test my jokes, because we're in this woke world, I have to ask them for consent. To be cultured, I started watching horror movies, and I found the ghost movies are the best. And I found if they're all scary, but I decided if I was to be a ghost, it'd be a helpful ghost. So if I see a guy wander around, I go up to him and go like, "Ooh, let me help you out. You left your stove on." Or if I saw a couple on a date, I go up to them and go, "Ooh, hey, it's a first date. Good job. But he's got gonorrhea." Or when I haunt, I go to people's house and, "Ooh, I solved all your Rubik's Cubes." Or, "Ooh, I solved your jigsaw puzzle." And it's the reason is if I was a ghost, I'm on the spectrum, so I'd be autistic ghost. So it'd be more like, "Woo, yesterday's date was divisible by 23. Thank you very much. My name is Alan Weiss. You can find me somewhere over the rainbow. No, my name is Alan Weiss. You can find me on Instagram at Alan Weiss.
I did not mention that Christopher Titus will be here this Sunday with Dustin Chafin of the Right Club. And there's other things going here, like you're new, right? In here? You're here? Yes. You should be here on Tuesday because they got to get a complimentary class. I want to see if I can get them in. That would be nice. Because you're new. Are you new? Me, I'm new, yeah. All right, well, we have acting classes, and you should come in because what happens is comedians get booked, and they can't act. Unlike me. I'm kidding. Oh, my God. You know who got me my role in Law & Order? I swear to you. I swear to you. Not my coach, not my agent. Him, screaming at me. Screaming. That's not the way you say it. You're supposed to be a prosecutor. What is wrong with you? And then they wrote to my agent and said, obviously your talent does not need a job because she's married to a lawyer. And I said, how did they know that? And they said at the end of every audition, he would scream, "I'm a lawyer. I shouldn't be doing this." So they're just like, then we shouldn't be paying you. So I say all these things about the Right Club and about the Film Actors Cafe because I'm so excited to bring up the director. And he'll tell you a little more later. And let's give a few minutes up here. Come on, shake it like a Polaroid, Aaron. Aaron McIntyre.
One timing myself.
Oh, okay, Schwartz.
Hello, how are you all doing tonight? Very good to see you. Very nice. You're from up north, huh? Me too. I come from there too. Yes, the North Country. Yeah, yeah. And it is sweet up there, isn't it? God, I love it. And I'm not gay. Okay, I don't know why I said that. I'm not gay. I've only been with 3 guys. Okay, so did not go well. We were talking about language earlier. Oh, and also I have read a lot of porn. Just so you know, I read it profusely. And don't look at the pictures. Just read the articles. Because it's some damn good writing. Yeah. And we were talking about language. Who was talking about language? Somebody was talking about language. There's a thing called language that we have, and I think that there's a waste. I think what we're doing is we're paring things down, you know? We're paring the words down, you know? It used to be are not, then it was aren't, and now it's ain't, right? So we're just peeling away the vowels, because vowels are bad. Vowels are bad. What's your name, sir? Sean. Is that short for anything, like Shaunus?
Short for Chandis.
Chandis. Chandis, is that French? You are French? No? What?
No,
Persian. Ah, okay. Because then your name would be Sn. See? It's so much faster. Not be Sean, it would be Sn. What your name is? I'm sorry?
Wilson.
Wilson. Wilson. Oh, you gave me the whole name. Yeah. They call you Wilson? Hey, Wilson. Hey, come on, Wilson. Who was it? Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace. That's you. Yeah. So your name would be Wool. Wool. Yeah. See, it just would be so much faster. So I could just kind of say, hi, Will. I could have missed it. And there you go. We're all done. And I just asked you out to dinner. So, hey, Will, you want to go out to dinner? That's what I just said. Because we're not gay. We're not. No. No. It was. You did. It went well for you. Did not go well for me. But you know, I'm a people pleaser. You know, I mean, that's all. I was just a people pleaser. You know, they seemed desperate. They seemed like they needed it, and you know, and at that point, I was a twink. Now I'm what they call a bear. I actually lost 40 pounds, so now I'm a really like a unstuffed bear, you know. But I used to be hefty. I'm really glad that that Anya came in because I was worried because there just wasn't enough color in here. You know, there's not enough people of color in here. I don't trust white people. They fucking judge me all the time. I don't like them. I'm self-hating, yes. No, I don't hate myself. I think I'm a good white guy. You know, I think I'm a pretty good white guy. You know, I completely embrace my white privilege. You know, there's nothing I can do about it. I can't do anything about it. So I've made a couple of rules for myself. You know. Because I don't like white people, and so I will not give money to homeless people who are white. Just won't do it. Yeah, won't give money to people who juggle in the street or you know do tricks and stuff because they don't need money. They need an agent. You know what I mean. And what was the other one? I don't give money to people who have pets. I think that's terrible. You know, when homeless people have pets, because they've got a fucking meal right on the end of the leash. You know what I mean? It's just right there. I don't understand why they would need money from me. But I will date a homeless woman because wherever you drop her off, she's home. Don't have to do a lot of driving, you know, a lot of commuting, especially in this traffic. Hate the traffic in L.A. Actually, I really I don't mind for some reason, I don't mind the traffic in L.A. I don't mind it because, you know, you just sit there. You know, I just give myself an hour more than I need. You know, I'd rather be early. But I do have kind of like a special, I got a special deal or a special relationship with time. I always end up walking in right when I'm supposed to be there, no matter what. Like yesterday, I was 3 minutes late. It just drives me out of my mind. But my wife, my ex-wife, she's ex because of this. She was always late for everything. And it used to drive me crazy because we'd go to a party, and she was a liar, too. She'd call the people, you know, we'd be like, you know, you know, the Bay Area, right? We'd be in Berkeley. And we're going into San Francisco. And so we're still in Berkeley, just leaving our house. And she'd call the people in San Francisco and go, "We're on the bridge." Like, that's 20 minutes, you know. So we were always late. And the thing that used to drive me crazy, though, is that I would be all ready, you know, and I'm like, okay, let's go. And she'd be, oh, I have to go put the dishes in the dishwasher. I'm like, couldn't we wait? You know, we could do that when we get home. I don't know why I shared that with you. It's not funny. It was tragic. And it fucked with my head in a big way. I have been reading the Bible a lot. I'm really, really into it. I got a lot of stuff out of it. There's a lot of smiting in that book. Lots of smiting. And it's really kind of two books in one. You know, it's kind of like more like a blog. You know, so they should call it the Blible. I think they shouldn't call it the Bible. It should be the Blible because they just kept adding to it. But a lot of smiting, and God, man, God is really high maintenance. Very, very high maintenance. You know, he's always complaining about stuff and, oh, you got to do this. And Moses, the mother, that guy must have been exhausted. You know, he's running here, running there, going up Mount Sinai, coming back down, going down to see the Pharaoh, parting the Red Sea, and then God comes to him and he's like an interior decorator or something. Oh, I want you to make me a beautiful ark, and it's gonna be 2 cubits by 2 cubits, and it's got velvet, and it's got gold, and there'll be horns, and these ones have to be brass, and the other ones have to be. I mean, it was just insane. And dressing people up and stuff, you know, dressing his brother. Poor Moses had to dress his brother. Did he get a really nice coat? No. Did he? I could ask Joseph. Joseph did, yeah, but Moses. Poor Moses. Poor Moses. I do have, I've been thinking about selling my daughter into slavery because, you know, it's right there in the Bible. You know, the Bible says it's okay. I think I can pull that one off. And also lots of uncleanliness, you know. They were very unclean back there. It's like, ooh, if, this is my favorite one. If a woman hath an issue, and it be of flesh. I'm like, what? She's on her period. It's no big deal. But she will be unclean for 7 days. And you can't sit on a chair that she sat on. So if I were a woman back then, I would sit on every fucking surface I possibly could. Because then all of the men would have to learn how to shit standing up. Yeah. Which I believe wholeheartedly in that. I don't believe in, I always pee sitting down. I do. And because why? Why not? It's a seat, you know? It's like, why would you stand when you don't have to? That's the way I look at it. I think it's a waste of energy. And I haven't got much of that. So, you know, I just make sure that I sit down. And there was something else in there, and I can't unpack it. Somewhere in there. I don't know. Shit. Oh, I do have 2 daughters. Anybody do 23andMe or Ancestry.com? Yeah, I found out that I have something. I have a daughter that I didn't know about. She's 43 years old, and I just found out about her 3 years ago. So that was fun. I'm thinking about selling her into slavery, but I don't think I have rights. I don't think I have the rights because she was raised by my best friend. Anyway, you guys are fantastic. I love you. Oh yeah, we got classes here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I've been doing this for 35 years. I think I know what I'm doing. But you can make your own mind up. Just come in. No time, no payment the first time. See if you like it. 7 p.m. Tuesday nights. Just show up. You have what did we come up with? What was it? The only commitment you have is to yourself.
Yes, it's
yeah,
true.
That's
yes,
it.
I love it.
All right. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Thank you. Now let me tell you why. Once you get involved in acting classes, it's so stressful. It's like you have an 8-week class, and then you don't. I just used to hate that. You miss 2 classes. There's no makeup. Da-da-da. So if you guys can come by, drop by, and get on stage and walk away with footage, content where you could put up on your reel, you got to get smart because these little Instacoms gonna kick your ass out, okay? But this guy coming to the stage is a superstar. And not just here. Please give it up for the one and only Anya. Let him hear you.
Fuck it. What's good people? How goes it? No, I'm trolling. I'm not gonna stand up. But it's always fun to pretend. Playing make believe. I'm 2 years removed from being taken off my parents' health insurance. I don't know who made that rule. Like, who said that I was able to? I feel like if I'm financially not getting the chicken to do that, you shouldn't just remove me, especially if my parents was cool with me being on there. You feel me? Like, I'm black, so I wasn't really in the hospital like that anyway. You feel me? I was like respecting the doctor's profession. You know, I'm not gonna waste your time. Stomach ache, we gonna see what's up for a cool 2 weeks. Like, I'm not going till the appendix is already bursted. You know, I don't know. I feel like it was messed up. Like, I didn't really ask for that. And I remember when I was 25, 'cause I know it's the year after you turn 25, and I was 25, and I went to the hospital so much that year. Not because anything was wrong, but just because I knew I wouldn't be able to go the next year. I was doing all type of shit in there. But I'm checking in on people. I'm making friends and shit. They're like, what are you here for? Fun. I don't know. I'm only here for one more year. And I miss it. I had a whole like string of like ankle injuries the year after I got taken off my health care. It was just like, you know, just casual hooping injuries. But I never like, I feel like when you don't have health insurance, it's like when you get money and your car, it just start messing up. Like, it's the same thing. Like, the world just know, you know. Like, I sprained my ankle just walking to my car. Like, I was like, how did this even, and I had to just stomach that. You feel me? I couldn't even go to the hospital. It was sad. It was sad. Speaking of going to my car, I guess I'm gonna do this. Anyone in here living downtown? No? Anyone is the mayor of downtown LA in here? No? Okay. I'm not trying to, you know, get beat up after the show. I'm personally not a fan of downtown for a lot of reasons. I think not a fan is kind of a nice way to say it. I detest it, in fact. I hate that it exists. I feel like downtown LA is equivalent to like a Gotham City. Like, I think that's the same thing. I feel like if Gotham City and downtown switch places, Batman would just be a rich guy living his life. Like, he wouldn't even try. You feel me? He would just be like, no way, y'all got it. You know, I think downtown LA is one of the biggest problems with downtown LA is it's the only place where it's easier to find a completely naked person than it is to find parking for your vehicle. And that's not fair. I don't think that's cool. And it's like, I feel like my bro here was talking about strip clubs and how he make him uncomfortable. Relatable. I also get uncomfortable in strip clubs. I don't know enough information to see you completely naked. Like, that's not even your real name. Cinnamon? Come on now. That's not your name. That's not your name. I don't know your backstory. I can't be seeing your backside. Come on, man. It's not fair. This is not fair. But yeah, it's like I didn't want to see all that. You know, I'm just going about my day, trying to find parking for my vehicle, completely naked person. And people pay a lot of money to live in downtown LA, like thousands and thousands of dollars. Shocking to me because thousands of people pay nothing to live in that same area. You know, it's crazy. Oftentimes on the same block. You know, it's like free $5,000. Like free $5,000. It's right there. Like, it's messed up, dog. But me personally, I don't know. I consider myself a good person. I like to respect and donate to the homeless population. You know, I try to. If I got bread, I'm gonna break bread. You feel me? I'm not a sick individual. But you know, homeless people, like a lot of people have advanced in life. You know, a lot of people have advanced. And they've even reinvented themselves. You know, even cigarettes have reinvented themselves. You know, you got the e-cigs now. You know, the electronic smokes. Like, everybody's reinventing themselves. Even the homeless population, like, they've really made advancements in how they receive payment. You feel me? Like, it used to be change strictly. Cup, change. You put the change in, they shake the cup. Now other people are encouraged to donate because they hear the shaking. That don't sound like a lot of money. Let me give them more change. You know. Then they started taking dollars. You know, that was big. That was a big moment. I remember when I first went to homeless person, I was like, oh, I don't got no change. He's like, oh, that's cool. I'll take 5. I'm like, 5? What? Cash? But if you shake your cup, it's not going to make any noise. But it's okay. They just do it. They show the cup now. Look, they risk it because you can reach in and get the money back. But they show you, hey, there's some money in here. Put more. Respectable. But the other, I'm not a guy that carries cash that often. And recently I was in downtown LA, God forbid. But I was. And I was walking to my vehicle, and it's kind of messed up because I'm a smart individual. And if you have an iPhone, if you park your car and you go somewhere, a lot of times your car will your phone will tell you where you parked your car. Like, oh, it'll just drop a pin without you asking. My phone was dead, but because it's downtown LA, I don't have to do that because I just use the homeless guy as like the pin because I'm like, he gonna be here. You feel me? He ain't got nowhere else to be. He sleep. He laid out. So I was like, no, let me break bread with you, bro. Like, you just really, like, helped me find my vehicle because I was stressed for a little bit. I found my shit. Let me break bread, bro. I was like, oh, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even got cash. I grabbed my shit. I checked, oh, no wallet, no nothing. I was like, oh, I ain't got no cash. He said, it's cool. You got Apple Pay? I said, what? So you got Apple Pay? I said, what? Yes. What does that have to do with you, sir? Like, yes, I do. But what? It sticks out his hand. I said, what? He said, just do it. I clicked the thing, double tap. I'm like this? He said, yeah. Put on his hand. Ding, it kicked, it clicked. I said, what? You take Apple Pay as a homeless man? You get a check from Elon? Like, how did this happen? Like, how are you? It's so advanced. Like, I'm shocked. I'm impressed. I wanted to give him more just to see it happen again. It's amazing. Love the advancements they're making. I know people, I was talking about parking one time. Someone was like, oh, why don't you just park in the lot? I'm like, because I don't know the price of the parking in the lot. Because the sign will say 10, but the little, like, Hispanic dude, he $50, $50, sir, what? 50? The sign behind you says 10. Why am I? And it's sick, because I'm real serious about my money. Like, as soon as bros say 50 for parking, my car is in reverse. I'm leaving. I'm out of here, bro. Like, it's one way in, one way out. That doesn't scare me, bro. I will back out the same way I came in. He's like, there's people behind you, people behind you. I don't care. It's 50, back up. I'm telling them, it's 50, back up. Like, don't look at the sign. We all messed up. It's ruined for us. It's messed up. Let me get off downtown neck for a little bit. Shout out to Reinventing Yourself. I feel like people like started confessing their, like, you know, everybody starts to feel proud of who they are, and they putting that out there, and I love that. You feel me? And a lot of things and items, when it became trendy, started coming out as vegan. That shocked me. Because sometimes, you know, it makes sense, like vegan beef or vegan, you know, chicken. It's like, okay, now I know what's going on. But I was in the aisleway, and I seen vegan orange juice. And I was like, I sat there for a minute, and Laser, are you okay? You need help? Because I'm black. And she's just wondering what I'm doing. I'm like, no, it's just, it's vegan orange juice. Like, where, of course it's vegan. That should be a requirement for orange juice. Like, where was the animal involved? Like, what part did it play? Like, were they picking the fruit? Like, were they smashing it? Like, were they in the factory organizing the juices? I don't know where the animal was previously involved. You don't got to tell me it's vegan. It's expected. Speaking of white people in my business, I was leaving, speaking of dog dads as well, I was leaving PetSmart, and I bought food for my dog. I also have a dog. I actually have two dogs. My dog, my brother's dog, he abandoned and left to us. He just moved to New York, and, you know, New York, they ain't playing that. They ain't got no room for that, so he stayed in L.A. So I bought food for my dog, got you, and she like a little Maltese, Maltipoo, so, you know, you got to get the special joint. The special, you know, it's more expensive than the regular foods, you feel me? So I got her the little granules, you know, whatever. I got on my shoulder, and I'm walking out. And then this white lady was like, oh, what's that you got there? I'm like, dog food for my dog from the pet store. Like, I'm really right outside the pet store. Like, what do you mean? She said, oh, like, have you ever considered, like, giving your dog a raw food diet? And I was like, a raw food diet? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, like a raw food. Then she pulled out a pamphlet. I'm like, she really about this life. Oh, shoot. Okay, bet. Like, okay, let's talk. Let's chop. I put the bag down. Let's chop. You know, you doing your thing, your thug this. I'm gonna listen. I ain't got nothing to do. I just left the gym. Might smell a little crazy, but it's okay. I'm just chilling. So she's spitting me the facts, going through the benefits, you know, the heart health, the gut health, the stool health, you know, all that stuff. And then she get to the last page, and I see the price of the raw food diet, or the real food diet. And I realized at that moment, between me and my dog, only one of us can afford to eat real food, and it gotta be me. It gotta be me, because I'm out here getting it. You feel me? Like, she a cute little dog. If she wanted that type of real food, get on them commercials. Tap into PetSmart. Go get it, bro. You in L.A., I'm putting you in the face of opportunity. You feel me? I get you groomed. Show out. Look cute. Smile. I don't know. Book something. I don't know what to say. I can't do the kibbles. That's not fair to me. I'm out here working and grinding. I'm gonna close on this. I know last time I was here, I was talking about me not knowing what to do in my office because I got a job, and they was like, oh, hey, you're important. Here's the office. I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, this is serious. It's a 9 to 5 little thug thizzle. I be in there 9 to 5. Do I be working 9 to 5? I don't know. That's up to me to figure out. But I had this whole office to myself, and I don't be knowing what to do in the office. And I recently discovered, like, one thing I really like to do in my office is turn all the lights off and hide in the corner and do my work so nobody knows I'm in there. Because that way, no one comes in there, y'all. If you got an office, this is a pro tip. If your light is on and they can see you through that big glass window, they will come in. and ask you questions, oftentimes about things you don't care about. So turn the light off, sit in a comfortable seat that's hidden in the corner behind the plant, and stay there for the most parts of your shift as you can. You're welcome. This is pro tip. Anya West is ONYEWST. I have a show tomorrow. It's a mental health wellness event. It's at Compton College. You're more than welcome to pull up. It's like a whole free event. They're giving out a lot of dope stuff. And there's a comedy show like near the end. But don't expect me to stay after because I'm going to be running to a baseball game after that. So, yeah, let's get up out of here. Compton College tomorrow. It's for, I can't remember the name. It's something. It's the show is at like 3 or 2:30, but the event starts at 10. So feel free to pull up and get you some free swag, some mental health such and such. I think it's like free haircuts, free anybody. Yeah, bro, pull up, bro. Anybody pull up. I mean, as long as you got a brain, you can pull up, bro. It's mental health. You know, it ain't just about blacks. It's about mental health. You know, everybody struggle with that and whatnot. And, you know, we definitely trying to take care of that and increase awareness. You feel me? So let's get up out of here. Yep. Clap it for your host.
And you know how we have to begin? Let's stop calling it mental illness and call it mental wellness. And then people won't be so friggin' negative because everybody needs some help. Everybody. I just had to leave my therapist that she started talking about herself just too much. Too much. Her husband wants her to wear this wig. She's not even Jewish. I don't know if she's telling me this. But what I'd like to tell you, all of you, I hope you have my phone number, new people, and I hope you do take advantage of Aaron's class tomorrow. So make sure you give him your information if you're going to come in on Tuesday, I mean. Isn't it Tuesday? Tuesday. Because it happens. You'll get called in for an audition and you'll be screwed. You'll be like, what did I do? And on Sunday, we have Christopher Titus is coming in with the Right Club with Dustin Chafin. So we've got some really good things going on here. And hit up Patty for a spot at the Mix and do your podcast and do your homework. And good Shabbos, Rabbi. I know you're going to watch it after sundown. Good night. Thank you. And thank you, Aaron.